After 60, your body processes sugar differently than it did decades ago. Your pancreas works harder to produce insulin. Your muscles become less responsive to that insulin. And here's what most doctors won't tell you up front. The standard advice about managing blood sugar after 60 often misses 5 simple seed strategies that can make the difference between struggling with numbers and feeling confident about your glucose control. What they don't mention in those brief office visits is how certain seeds, prepared the right way, can slow sugar absorption, improve insulin sensitivity, and even help repair some of the cellular damage that accumulates over the years. These aren't exotic supplements or expensive treatments. These are common seeds, some sitting in your kitchen right now, that research from major medical centers suggests can lower post-meal blood sugar spikes by 20 to 30% when used correctly. But here's the real kicker about these 5 seed strategies. Number 2 on our list can actually help your body produce more of its own insulin naturally, something most people assume stops happening after a certain age. And number 1? It's so simple you'll wonder why no doctor ever mentioned it. Yet it addresses the root cause of why blood sugar becomes harder to manage as we get older. Before we dive into these 5 game-changing approaches, I'm curious. Drop a comment and let me know your age and where you're watching from. Are you dealing with prediabetes, managing diabetes, or just trying to stay ahead of blood sugar issues as you age? The 5th seed strategy involves pumpkin seeds, and this one surprises people because most folks think of them as a seasonal snack rather than a blood sugar tool. But pumpkin seeds contain magnesium and zinc in concentrations that can help your cells respond better to insulin. When your cells become more insulin sensitive, your blood sugar doesn't spike as high after meals, and it comes down faster too. Here's why this matters after 60. As we age, our magnesium levels naturally decline. At the same time, our zinc absorption becomes less efficient. This creates a perfect storm where our cells essentially become deaf to insulin signals. It's like having a conversation where one person keeps turning down their hearing aid. The insulin is there, knocking on the cell door, but the cells can't hear it properly. Research from diabetes management centers indicates that people with adequate magnesium levels show significantly better glucose control than those with deficiencies. The zinc component helps too, playing a crucial role in insulin storage and release from pancreas cells. Meet Patricia, 72, a retired school librarian who loved her evening desserts, but noticed her morning blood sugar readings creeping higher each month. She started with just 1 handful of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds each afternoon, about 25 seeds total. Within 3 weeks, her fasting glucose dropped from 142 to 128. She told me the seeds satisfied her afternoon snack craving too, so she wasn't reaching for cookies as often. Here's your pumpkin seed protocol. Buy raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds from the health food store or save them from fresh pumpkins. Eat about 1 ounce, roughly a small handful, daily. Best timing is mid-afternoon, about 2 hours after lunch. This helps manage that afternoon blood sugar dip that often triggers cravings for sweets. You can eat them raw for maximum mineral content, or lightly toast them with a pinch of cinnamon if you prefer the flavor. Avoid salted or heavily seasoned versions which can increase sodium intake unnecessarily. The key detail: don't eat them right before bed. The magnesium can be relaxing, but you want your body processing those minerals during active hours when insulin sensitivity matters most. But pumpkin seeds are just the beginning. The 4th strategy takes us to chia seeds, and this is where the science gets really interesting. Chia seeds create what researchers call a glucose buffer effect. When you soak these tiny seeds, they form a gel-like coating that actually slows down how quickly your stomach empties food into your small intestine. Think of it like creating a traffic light system for your digestion. Instead of all that glucose rushing into your bloodstream at once, it trickles in more gradually, giving your insulin time to keep up. The mechanism here involves soluble fiber, but it's more sophisticated than just adding fiber to your diet. Chia's specific fiber composition forms a physical barrier that carbohydrates have to navigate around. This delays absorption without blocking it completely, which means you still get your nutrients, just at a pace your 60-plus metabolism can handle better. Studies from major university medical centers show that adding chia seeds to meals can reduce post-meal blood sugar spikes by up to 25%. The effect is most dramatic with higher carbohydrate meals, exactly when people over 60 need the most help managing glucose response. Let me tell you about Robert, 68, a former construction foreman who couldn't give up his morning toast and orange juice routine. His doctor kept telling him to eliminate carbs entirely, but Robert felt miserable without his familiar breakfast. We started him on pre-soaked chia seeds mixed into his orange juice 15 minutes before eating the toast. His typical post-breakfast spike from 95 to 165 came down to a much gentler rise from 95 to 135 within just 10 days. Your chia protocol starts the night before. Take 2 tablespoons of chia seeds and soak them in half a cup of water overnight. They'll form a gel-like consistency. In the morning, add this mixture to whatever liquid you normally drink with breakfast. Water, juice, even coffee works. Drink it about 15 minutes before eating your main breakfast. The timing matters because you want that gel coating already in your stomach when the food arrives. For lunch or dinner, you can add the soaked chia directly to soups, salads, or yogurt. The key is getting them into your system before the carbohydrates, not after. Some people find the texture takes getting used to, but most adapt within a week once they see their blood sugar numbers improving. Here's the critical safety note for chia seeds. Start with just 1 tablespoon if you're not used to high-fiber foods. Chia can cause digestive upset if you jump in too quickly. Also, if you take blood-thinning medications, check with your doctor first, as chia has natural blood-thinning properties that might enhance those effects. Now we get to number 3, and this is flax seeds, but not the way most people use them. Most folks buy pre-ground flaxseed meal and sprinkle it on cereal or yogurt. That's fine for general health, but for blood sugar management after 60, you want to grind flax seeds fresh and use them strategically. Pre-ground flax loses its potency within weeks of grinding. The omega-3 oils go rancid, and the fiber components that help with glucose control start breaking down. Fresh ground flax seeds contain lignans, which are plant compounds that can help improve insulin sensitivity over time. They also provide both soluble and insoluble fiber in the right ratios to slow glucose absorption without causing digestive discomfort. But here's the part that surprises people. Timing and preparation method can double the blood sugar benefits. The research suggests that lignans from flax may help protect the insulin-producing cells in your pancreas from the inflammatory damage that accumulates over decades. It's like giving those hard-working cells a protective shield, so they can keep doing their job effectively. This is particularly important after 60, when years of dietary stress have taken their toll on pancreatic function. Maria, 65, a retired nurse who understood diabetes management better than most patients, was frustrated that her own numbers kept creeping up despite following all the standard advice. She bought a small coffee grinder dedicated just to flax seeds and started grinding 1 tablespoon fresh each morning. She mixed it into a small amount of plain Greek yogurt and ate it exactly 30 minutes before her largest meal of the day. Within 6 weeks, her hemoglobin A1C dropped from 7.2 to 6.8, the best reading she'd had in 3 years. Here's your flax protocol, and the timing is crucial. Buy whole flax seeds. Either golden or brown varieties work equally well. Grind just 1 tablespoon in a coffee grinder each day. Don't grind more than you'll use in 24 hours. Mix the fresh ground flax with a small amount of liquid or yogurt to form a paste. Eat this exactly 30 minutes before your largest meal of the day. The pre-meal timing allows the fiber to start forming that protective coating in your stomach before the main course arrives. Store your whole flax seeds in the refrigerator to prevent rancidity. If you're traveling, you can pre-grind enough for 2 or 3 days, but keep it in the refrigerator and use it quickly. Never buy flax meal that's been sitting on store shelves for months. The oils have likely gone bad, which can actually increase inflammation instead of reducing it. One important consideration: flax seeds can affect how your body absorbs certain medications. If you take prescription drugs, space your flax consumption at least 2 hours away from medication times. This prevents any interference with drug absorption while still getting the blood sugar benefits. But we're just getting to the really powerful strategies. Number 2 involves sesame seeds, and this is the one that can actually help your body produce more insulin naturally. Sesame seeds contain compounds called sesamin and sesamolin that have been shown in multiple studies to improve pancreatic beta cell function. These are the cells that manufacture insulin. Most people assume that after a certain age, especially if you've been pre-diabetic or diabetic for years, those cells are permanently damaged. But research from endocrinology centers suggests that's not always true. With the right nutritional support, some beta cells can recover partial function. The mechanism involves reducing oxidative stress specifically in pancreatic tissue. Think of oxidative stress like rust forming inside your body's insulin factory. Sesamine acts like a rust remover, allowing those insulin-producing cells to work more efficiently. This doesn't mean sesame seeds cure diabetes, but they may help your body make better use of whatever insulin production capacity you still have. What makes sesame seeds particularly valuable after 60 is their calcium and magnesium content working together. Calcium helps with insulin secretion, while magnesium improves insulin sensitivity. Most supplements give you one or the other, but sesame seeds provide both in the natural ratios your body expects. Studies tracking people with prediabetes found that those who consumed tahini, which is ground sesame seed paste, showed measurable improvements in both fasting glucose and insulin response after meals. The effect was most pronounced in people over 60, possibly because this age group tends to have the magnesium deficiencies that sesame seeds can address. Let me share David's story. At 71, this retired electrician had been told his pancreas was essentially worn out after 15 years of type 2 diabetes. His doctor wanted to start insulin injections because his oral medications weren't keeping up anymore. David started eating 2 tablespoons of tahini daily, spread on celery sticks as an afternoon snack. He also switched his evening handful of mixed nuts to just sesame seeds. After 2 months, his doctor was surprised to see his C-peptide levels, which measure natural insulin production, had actually improved. His medication was working better, and the insulin shots were postponed indefinitely. Your sesame seed strategy has 2 options. Option 1 is tahini, which is sesame seed butter available in most grocery stores. Look for brands with just 1 ingredient, sesame seeds. Avoid versions with added oils or sugars. Take 2 tablespoons daily, either spread on vegetables, mixed into plain yogurt, or eaten directly if you enjoy the flavor. Best timing is as an afternoon snack about 3 hours after lunch. Option 2 is whole sesame seeds, but you need to prepare them correctly for maximum benefit. Lightly toast raw sesame seeds in a dry pan for about 3 minutes until they're fragrant and lightly golden. This breaks down compounds that can interfere with mineral absorption. Let them cool, then eat about 1 tablespoon daily. You can sprinkle them on salads, mix them into yogurt, or just eat them as a snack. The critical detail with sesame seeds: they're high in calories, about 90 calories per tablespoon of tahini. Account for this in your daily eating plan. Also, sesame is one of the top allergens, so start with just 1 teaspoon if you've never eaten much sesame before. Some people develop sensitivities later in life even if they tolerated sesame when younger. Here's a timing tip that amplifies the effect. Eat your sesame seeds or tahini about 90 minutes before your evening meal. This gives the compounds time to start working on insulin sensitivity before your dinner glucose challenge. Many people notice their post-dinner blood sugar readings improve within just a few days of this timing adjustment. But now we get to the most powerful strategy. And this is the one your doctor probably never mentioned because it's so simple they assume it can't be effective. Number 1 is fenugreek seeds. And here's why this changes everything about blood sugar management after 60. Fenugreek seeds contain a soluble fiber called galactomannan that creates the most effective glucose buffer of any natural compound researchers have tested. But unlike other high-fiber approaches that can cause gas and bloating, especially in people over 60 whose digestion has become more sensitive, fenugreek works through multiple pathways simultaneously. First, It slows gastric emptying just like Chia, but more effectively. Second, it improves insulin sensitivity at the cellular level. Third, and this is the breakthrough part, it appears to help regenerate insulin-producing cells in the pancreas. Most remarkably, it works within hours of consumption, not weeks or months like most natural approaches. The galactomannan fiber forms an even more effective gel barrier than chia seeds, but fenugreek also contains compounds called trigonelline and 4-hydroxyisoleucine that directly enhance how your cells respond to whatever insulin is present. It's like turning up the volume on your cellular hearing aids so they can actually detect insulin's signal. Research from diabetes centers in multiple countries shows that fenugreek can lower fasting blood glucose by 20 to 30% and post-meal spikes by up to 40%. These are numbers that rival prescription medications, achieved with a simple seed preparation that costs pennies per day. But here's the part that makes fenugreek truly remarkable for people over 60. It works better with age. Younger people see modest benefits, but people past 60 often experience dramatic improvements. This might be because fenugreek addresses multiple age-related changes in glucose metabolism simultaneously, rather than just one pathway like most interventions. Janet, 74, had been managing diabetes for 12 years with increasing difficulty. Her morning readings were consistently in the 160s despite medication, and her afternoon energy crashes were affecting her ability to care for her grandchildren. She started with fenugreek seed tea, just half a teaspoon of seeds steeped in hot water for 10 minutes, consumed 15 minutes before each meal. Within 1 week, her morning readings dropped to the 130s. By the end of the month, she was consistently waking up with blood sugar in the 110s for the first time in years. Here's your fenugreek protocol. And preparation method is crucial for effectiveness and tolerability. You can use fenugreek 3 ways, progressing from gentlest to strongest as your body adapts. Method 1 is fenugreek tea. Take half a teaspoon of whole fenugreek seeds, available in the spice section of most grocery stores or health food stores. Steep them in 1 cup of hot water for 10 minutes. Strain out the seeds and drink the tea 15 minutes before meals. Start with just 1 cup daily before your largest meal. The tea has a slightly bitter maple-like flavor that most people find acceptable. Method 2 is soaked fenugreek seeds. Take 1 teaspoon of seeds and soak them overnight in 1/4 cup of water. In the morning, eat the softened seeds along with the soaking water on an empty stomach, 30 minutes before breakfast. This method is more potent than tea because you consume the actual seeds with their full fiber content. Method 3 is fenugreek powder, but only if you can find freshly ground powder or grind your own. Pre-packaged fenugreek powder often loses potency during storage. Take half a teaspoon of fresh powder mixed in water or yogurt, 15 minutes before meals. This is the strongest approach and can lower blood sugar dramatically, so monitor your levels carefully if you're on diabetes medications. Start with method 1 for the first week to let your digestive system adjust. Fenugreek can cause mild stomach upset if you progress too quickly. Most people can advance to method 2 after a week, and method 3 after another week if desired. Critical safety information for fenugreek. It can enhance the effects of diabetes medications, potentially causing blood sugar to drop too low. If you take metformin, insulin, or other glucose-lowering drugs, check your blood sugar more frequently when starting fenugreek and work with your doctor to adjust medications as needed. Never stop prescription medications without medical supervision, even if your numbers improve dramatically. Also, fenugreek can affect blood clotting, so avoid it if you're on warfarin or other blood thinners. Pregnant women should not use fenugreek as it can stimulate uterine contractions. Here's the timing sequence that maximizes all 5 seed strategies working together. This is for people who want to use multiple approaches rather than just one. Morning routine starts with soaked chia seeds 15 minutes before breakfast. Mid-morning, if you're having a snack, include some toasted sesame seeds. Afternoon, about 2 hours after lunch, have your pumpkin seeds. Pre-dinner, take your fenugreek tea or soaked seeds 15 minutes before eating. Evening, add fresh ground flax seeds to a small portion of plain yogurt as a bedtime snack. This schedule spaces the seeds throughout the day so you're never overwhelming your digestive system, but you're providing consistent blood sugar support from morning to night. The cumulative effect often surprises people. Instead of the typical blood sugar roller coaster that many people over 60 experience, you get much more stable levels throughout the day. But let's address the elephant in the room. You might be thinking this sounds like a lot of seeds to remember and prepare daily. Here's the practical reality. You don't need to use all 5 strategies to see significant improvements. Many people get excellent results with just fenugreek alone, or fenugreek plus one other seed. The key is consistency with whichever approach you choose, rather than trying everything at once and then giving up after a week. Pick the seed strategy that seems most doable for your lifestyle. Use it consistently for 2 weeks. Then consider adding a second approach if you want additional benefits. Think about your current routine. If you already drink tea or coffee regularly, fenugreek tea might be the easiest addition. If you eat yogurt daily, fresh ground flax seeds mix in seamlessly. If you snack in the afternoon anyway, pumpkin seeds or sesame seeds could replace whatever you're eating now. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is finding 1 or 2 seed strategies that become as automatic as brushing your teeth, so you're supporting healthy blood sugar levels without having to think about it constantly. Now let's talk about what to expect as you implement these strategies, because managing expectations prevents disappointment and keeps you consistent long enough to see real results. Week 1. You might notice better energy in the afternoons as your blood sugar stops spiking and crashing after meals. Many people report feeling less hungry between meals because the fiber from seeds helps maintain steadier glucose levels. Week 2 is when you'll likely see measurable changes in your glucose readings if you check them regularly. Morning fasting numbers often improve first, followed by post-meal readings. Don't be surprised if the improvements aren't linear. Some days will be better than others as your body adjusts. Weeks 3 and 4 are when the deeper metabolic changes start happening. This is when people often notice their clothes fitting better, not necessarily from weight loss, but from reduced inflammation that comes with better glucose control. Sleep quality frequently improves during this phase too. Month 2 and beyond is when the cellular level changes really take hold. Insulin sensitivity improvements become more consistent. If you get quarterly lab work done, this is when you might see improvements in hemoglobin A1C levels, which reflect your average blood sugar over the previous 3 months. Here's what not to expect. Because unrealistic hopes lead to abandoned efforts. These seed strategies are not magic bullets that will normalize severely elevated blood sugar within days. They're not replacements for necessary medications. They won't overcome the effects of an otherwise poor diet or sedentary lifestyle. What they will do is provide consistent, measurable support for healthy blood sugar management when used as part of a reasonable overall approach to health after 60. They work best when combined with regular movement, adequate sleep, stress management, and eating patterns that don't constantly spike your glucose. Let's address some common concerns and questions that come up when people start using seed strategies for blood sugar management. First concern: will these seeds interfere with my medications? The answer depends on which medications you take. Fenugreek and chia seeds can enhance the effects of diabetes drugs, potentially requiring dosage adjustments. Flax seeds can affect absorption of certain medications if taken at the same time. The solution is timing and communication. Space seeds at least 2 hours away from medication times, and monitor your blood sugar more frequently so you can report any dramatic changes to your healthcare provider. Second concern: I have digestive issues. Will all this fiber make things worse? This is why we start slowly and progress gradually. Begin with just 1 seed strategy, using the smallest effective dose, and increase only after your system adapts. Soaking seeds before consuming them reduces digestive stress. If you have inflammatory bowel conditions or chronic constipation, work with a healthcare provider to determine appropriate fiber increases. Third concern: these seeds are expensive compared to my current diet. Let's put this in perspective. A month's supply of fenugreek seeds costs about the same as 2 fancy coffee drinks. Chia seeds, bought in bulk, cost less than most breakfast cereals per serving. Compare these costs to diabetes medications, doctor visits, or complications from poorly managed blood sugar. The investment in seed strategies often pays for itself within the first month through reduced need for other interventions. Fourth concern: I travel frequently. How can I maintain consistency? Travel is actually easier with seeds than with many other health strategies. Whole seeds don't require refrigeration and last for months. Small containers of pre-measured seeds take up minimal luggage space. Most hotels have hot water available for fenugreek tea. Airport shops increasingly carry nuts and seeds, so you can maintain your routine even if you forget to pack supplies. Here's a troubleshooting guide for the most common problems people encounter in the first month. Problem: stomach upset or gas from increased fiber. Solution: reduce the amount by half for a few days, then increase more gradually. Make sure you're drinking adequate water with the fiber. Consider digestive enzymes if problems persist. Problem: blood sugar dropping too low, especially if you're on medications. Solution: this is actually a good sign that the seeds are working, but you need medical guidance to adjust your prescriptions safely. Don't stop the seeds. Instead, work with your healthcare provider to reduce medication as appropriate. Problem: not seeing blood sugar improvements after 2 weeks. Solution: check your timing. Are you consuming seeds at least 15 minutes before meals? Verify that your seeds are fresh and properly prepared. Consider that some people need 4 to 6 weeks to see measurable changes, especially if their starting blood sugar levels are very high. Problem: forgetting to take seeds consistently. Solution: link seed consumption to existing habits. Put fenugreek seeds next to your coffee maker. Keep chia seeds pre-soaked in the refrigerator next to your orange juice. Set phone reminders for the first 2 weeks until it becomes automatic. Problem: family members complaining about the taste or preparation time. Solution: start with the most palatable options like toasted sesame seeds or pumpkin seeds that can be eaten like regular snacks. Prepare seeds in larger batches to reduce daily preparation time. Explain that you're working to avoid more serious diabetes complications later. Now, let's talk about combining these seed strategies with other approaches for maximum blood sugar control after 60. Movement timing can amplify the benefits of seeds significantly. A 10-minute walk after meals, when combined with pre-meal seed consumption, often produces better glucose control than either intervention alone. The seeds slow initial glucose absorption, while the movement helps clear glucose from the bloodstream more efficiently. Sleep quality affects how well these seed strategies work. Poor sleep increases cortisol levels, which raises blood sugar and reduces insulin sensitivity. The magnesium in pumpkin seeds and sesame seeds can actually improve sleep quality, creating a positive feedback loop where better sleep enhances the seed's blood sugar benefits. Stress management becomes more important as we age because chronic stress hormones interfere with insulin function. The lignans in flax seeds have mild stress-reducing properties, but don't rely on seeds alone for stress management. Combining seed strategies with regular relaxation practices, social connection, or enjoyable hobbies produces synergistic benefits. Meal timing and composition work together with seed strategies. Eating your largest meal earlier in the day, when insulin sensitivity is naturally higher, allows the seeds to work with your body's natural rhythms rather than against them. Combining seeds with protein and healthy fats at each meal provides more stable blood sugar than eating seeds with high-carbohydrate foods alone. Here's an important distinction between using seeds therapeutically versus just adding them to an otherwise unchanged diet. Therapeutic use means specific seeds, specific amounts, specific timing, and specific preparation methods chosen, because research shows they affect blood sugar mechanisms. Just sprinkling random seeds on salads occasionally won't produce measurable results. This is why the protocols matter. Half a teaspoon of properly steeped fenugreek tea before meals is therapeutic. A pinch of fenugreek powder in a smoothie might taste good but won't meaningfully affect your glucose levels. 2 tablespoons of fresh ground flax seeds 30 minutes before your largest meal is therapeutic. A teaspoon of stale flax meal on your cereal is nutritious but not specifically blood sugar supportive. The difference between therapeutic and casual use often determines whether people see dramatic improvements or subtle changes that are easy to miss. Let's address the question of how long you need to continue these seed strategies. Unlike medications that you might hope to stop someday, these approaches work best as permanent lifestyle adjustments. The good news is that they become habitual quickly, and most people find them more enjoyable and convenient than restrictive dietary approaches. Think of seed strategies like wearing glasses. You don't stop wearing glasses once you can see clearly. You keep wearing them to maintain clear vision. Similarly, these seeds help maintain healthier blood sugar levels as long as you use them consistently. The benefits accumulate over time, so people who stick with seed strategies for years often see continued improvements rather than just maintenance of initial gains. Some people worry about becoming dependent on seeds for blood sugar control. This concern misses the point. You're not becoming dependent. You're providing your body with compounds that support natural glucose metabolism processes that become less efficient with age. It's like taking vitamins to support overall health, rather than developing a harmful dependency. The real dependency many people over 60 face is on increasing doses of medications to manage blood sugar levels that keep rising despite their best efforts. Seed strategies often help stabilize or reduce this medical dependency by addressing some of the underlying metabolic changes that occur with aging. Here's what long-term success looks like with these 5 seed strategies. After 6 months to a year of consistent use, many people find their blood sugar much more predictable and manageable. They know how their body will respond to different foods because the seeds provide a buffer against extreme spikes. They have more energy throughout the day because they're not experiencing the highs and lows of uncontrolled glucose. Healthcare providers often notice improvements in quarterly lab results. Hemoglobin A1C levels stabilize or improve. Sometimes medications can be reduced under medical supervision. Other metabolic markers like inflammation levels and blood pressure often improve as well, since blood sugar control affects multiple body systems. Perhaps most importantly, people report feeling more in control of their health rather than feeling like they're fighting a losing battle against aging and metabolism. There's something empowering about knowing you can positively influence your blood sugar with simple, natural strategies that you control completely. The confidence that comes from stable blood sugar affects other areas of life too. People feel more comfortable eating away from home because they know how to prepare for meal challenges. They worry less about hypoglycemic episodes or diabetic complications. They feel more optimistic about aging because they're actively supporting their health rather than just watching it decline. But let's be realistic about the limitations of seed strategies, so you have appropriate expectations. These approaches work best for people with mild to moderate blood sugar control issues. If your fasting glucose is consistently over 200, or if you're having frequent diabetic ketoacidosis episodes, seeds alone won't be sufficient. You'll need medical intervention as a foundation, with seeds as supportive strategies. Seed strategies require some trial and error to find what works best for your individual metabolism. Some people respond dramatically to fenugreek, but see minimal benefits from chia seeds. Others find pumpkin seeds highly effective but can't tolerate flax seeds. Be patient with the process of finding your optimal combination. Consistency is absolutely crucial for success. Taking seeds sporadically when you remember won't produce meaningful results. The compounds need to be present in your system regularly to support ongoing glucose metabolism. If you're not prepared to make seed consumption a daily habit, these strategies probably aren't right for you at this time. Finally, seeds work best as part of an overall healthy lifestyle, not as isolated interventions. If you're eating fast food daily, never exercising, chronically stressed, and getting poor sleep, adding seeds to this foundation won't overcome all those other factors. Seeds amplify good lifestyle choices. They don't replace them. Now let's talk about customizing these 5 seed strategies based on your individual situation after 60. If you're pre-diabetic, meaning your fasting glucose is between 100 to 125, or your hemoglobin A1C is between 5.7 and 6.4. You have the best opportunity to prevent progression to full diabetes. Start with fenugreek seeds as your primary strategy, because they address multiple pathways that can prevent prediabetes from advancing. Add chia seeds if you eat higher carbohydrate meals regularly. If you're managing type 2 diabetes with medications, all 5 seed strategies can be beneficial, but you need closer monitoring because of potential interactions with drugs. Start with one seed approach, monitor your glucose carefully, and work with your healthcare provider to adjust medications if your numbers improve significantly. Fenugreek tends to produce the most dramatic results, so it often requires the most careful medical oversight. If you're dealing with insulin resistance, where your body produces insulin but your cells don't respond effectively, focus on sesame seeds and pumpkin seeds for their insulin sensitivity benefits. These approaches may take longer to show results than the fiber-based strategies, but they address the underlying cellular problems rather than just managing symptoms. If you have digestive issues alongside blood sugar concerns, start with the gentlest approaches. Fenugreek tea is usually well tolerated. Lightly toasted sesame seeds are easier on sensitive stomachs than raw seeds. Avoid chia seeds initially if you have inflammatory bowel conditions, as the high fiber content might trigger symptoms. If you're overweight and dealing with blood sugar issues, focus on seeds that provide satiety benefits alongside glucose control. Chia seeds excel here because they expand in your stomach and help you feel full longer. Fresh ground flax seeds also provide appetite control benefits. These approaches often lead to gradual weight loss as blood sugar stabilizes and cravings decrease. Here's a seasonal approach that many people find helpful for maintaining consistency year-round. Spring strategy emphasizes fresh starts and renewal. This is an excellent time to begin seed protocols as your energy levels naturally increase with longer daylight. Focus on establishing the habit with 1 or 2 seeds rather than trying all 5 approaches simultaneously. Spring's abundance of fresh vegetables provides excellent vehicles for incorporating seeds into meals. Summer approach takes advantage of increased activity levels and fresh produce availability. Chia seeds work particularly well in cold summer drinks and smoothies. Sesame seeds can be added to grilled vegetables and salads. The key during summer is maintaining consistency despite travel and schedule changes that often accompany the season. Fall preparation focuses on establishing routines that will sustain you through the challenging winter months ahead. This is an ideal time to expand from 1 or 2 seed strategies to a more comprehensive approach. Stock up on seeds when they're fresh and prices are lower. Establish storage and preparation systems before winter weather limits your shopping options. Winter maintenance becomes crucial because shorter days, less activity, and heavier foods all challenge blood sugar control. This is when having well-established seed routines pays off. Fenugreek tea provides warmth and comfort during cold months. Ground flax seeds work well in warming breakfast foods. The key is not abandoning your strategies when seasonal, depression, or holiday eating patterns disrupt other healthy habits. Let's address the social aspects of incorporating seed strategies into your life after 60. Because health changes don't happen in isolation. Family dynamics can either support or sabotage your efforts. If you're the primary cook for your household, introducing seeds into family meals requires some diplomacy. Start with the most palatable options like toasted pumpkin seeds or sesame seeds that can enhance dishes most people already enjoy. Explain your health goals without making others feel guilty about their eating choices. If someone else does most of the cooking in your household, you need strategies that don't create extra work for them. Individual portions of soaked chia seeds or fenugreek tea that you can prepare yourself work better than asking others to modify entire meals. Keep your seed supplies organized and clearly labeled so they don't clutter shared kitchen spaces. Social eating situations require planning ahead. Carry small containers of pumpkin seeds or sesame seeds that you can eat discreetly before restaurant meals. If you're attending potluck events, bring dishes that incorporate your therapeutic seeds so you know you'll have appropriate options available. Most people won't notice seeds mixed into familiar foods like salads or yogurt-based dishes. Healthcare provider relationships benefit from clear communication about your seed strategies. Bring a written list of what you're taking, how much, and when you started. Be prepared to discuss any changes in your blood sugar readings or how you're feeling. Some providers are more familiar with nutritional approaches than others, so you might need to share research or ask for referrals to practitioners with more integrative training. Support systems become increasingly important as we age, and health changes can strengthen or strain these relationships. Consider connecting with others who are managing similar health challenges. Online communities focused on natural diabetes management often provide practical tips and emotional support. Local diabetes support groups increasingly include members interested in complementary approaches alongside conventional treatment. Here's how to handle the inevitable skepticism you'll encounter when using natural approaches for blood sugar. Medical skepticism often comes from providers who have limited training in nutritional interventions or who have seen patients abandon necessary medications in favor of unproven remedies. Address this by emphasizing that you're adding seed strategies to appropriate medical care, not replacing it. Share your blood sugar logs that document improvements. Ask for guidance rather than permission, framing seeds as tools to help you achieve the glucose control goals your provider has set. Family skepticism usually stems from concern for your well-being or past experiences with ineffective health trends. Address this by starting slowly and sharing measurable results rather than talking about potential benefits. Let your improved energy levels and better mood speak for themselves. Avoid trying to convert skeptical family members. Just focus on your own consistent implementation. Social skepticism often comes from people who feel defensive about their own health choices when they see others making changes. Handle this by keeping your seed strategies low-key in social situations. You don't need to explain or justify your choices to casual acquaintances. Focus on enjoying social connections rather than educating others about nutrition. Self-skepticism might be your biggest obstacle, especially if you've tried many approaches before without success. Address this by setting small, measurable goals rather than expecting dramatic transformations immediately. Track your blood sugar readings, energy levels, and how you feel rather than just hoping for the best. Give each approach at least 4 weeks of consistent use before evaluating effectiveness. Now let's discuss the financial aspects of implementing these seed strategies, because cost concerns can prevent people from trying approaches that might significantly improve their health. Initial investment involves purchasing 5 different types of seeds and possibly some basic preparation equipment. Whole fenugreek seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds, pumpkin seeds, and sesame seeds will cost approximately $30 to $50 total when purchased in reasonable quantities. A small coffee grinder dedicated to seeds runs about $20. This initial investment of $50 to $70 provides supplies for 2 to 3 months of consistent, used monthly costs after the initial purchase. Average $15 to $25 depending on which seeds you use most heavily and where you shop. Buying seeds in bulk from health food stores or online suppliers reduces costs significantly compared to purchasing small packages from regular grocery stores. Many people find their monthly seed costs are offset by reduced spending on other snacks and convenience foods. Cost comparisons reveal the economic benefits quickly. A month's supply of fenugreek seeds costs about the same as 2 prescription co-payments. The price of chia seeds for a month equals 1 visit to a fast casual restaurant. When you consider that better blood sugar control can reduce doctor visits, prevent complications, and potentially allow medication reductions under medical supervision, the return on investment becomes compelling. Insurance considerations vary by plan, but most insurance policies don't cover nutritional interventions like seeds. However, many flexible spending accounts or health savings accounts can be used for qualified nutritional supplements when recommended by healthcare providers. Check with your benefits administrator about reimbursement possibilities. Budget-friendly approaches make these strategies accessible even on limited incomes. Start with just 1 seed type rather than all 5. Fenugreek provides the most blood sugar impact per dollar spent. Buy the largest quantity you can store properly to get bulk pricing. Split large purchases with friends or family members who might benefit from similar approaches. Preparation time is another practical consideration that affects long-term success with seed strategies. Most people overestimate how much time these approaches require once they become routine. Daily time investment averages 5 to 10 minutes once you establish efficient systems. Soaking chia seeds takes 30 seconds of active time the night before. Grinding flax seeds takes 1 minute each morning. Steeping fenugreek tea takes 2 minutes of preparation plus 10 minutes of steeping while you do other morning activities. Most seed consumption happens during meals you're eating anyway, so there's minimal additional time required. Weekly preparation can reduce daily time requirements even further. Some people prefer to soak several days' worth of chia seeds at once, storing portions in the refrigerator. Others toast a week's worth of pumpkin seeds or sesame seeds on Sunday, keeping them in airtight containers for daily use. Batch preparation works well for people with arthritis or other conditions that make daily food preparation challenging. Time-saving equipment makes preparation more efficient and enjoyable. A small coffee grinder dedicated to seeds eliminates the need to clean between different uses. Multiple small containers allow you to pre-portion seeds for grab-and-go convenience. A tea strainer specifically for fenugreek seeds saves time compared to using paper filters or other improvised methods. Travel planning ensures you maintain consistency even when away from home. Seeds travel well in small containers and don't require refrigeration like many other health interventions. Airport security rarely questions seeds, unlike liquids or gels that might be restricted. Hotel rooms usually have hot water available for fenugreek tea preparation. Let's address the quality and sourcing issues that can affect the effectiveness of your seed strategies. Seed quality varies dramatically between suppliers, and poor quality seeds won't provide the therapeutic benefits you're seeking. Look for organic certification when possible, as it often indicates higher quality standards and absence of harmful pesticides. However, organic isn't always necessary if you're purchasing from reputable suppliers who test for purity and potency. Freshness indicators help you select seeds that will provide maximum benefits. Whole seeds should have bright, consistent color, without dark spots or signs of moisture damage. They should smell fresh and slightly nutty, not musty or rancid. Avoid seeds that look dusty, broken, or irregular in size, as these often indicate old stock or poor storage conditions. Storage requirements affect how long your seeds remain potent after purchase. Whole seeds last longer than ground versions, which is why we recommend grinding flax fresh daily. Store whole seeds in airtight containers in cool, dry places. Refrigeration extends shelf life for most seeds, especially during hot weather. Freezing works well for long-term storage of larger quantities. Supplier reliability becomes important when you're using seeds therapeutically rather than just for general nutrition. Health food stores often have higher turnover and better storage conditions than regular grocery stores. Online suppliers specializing in seeds and spices usually offer fresher products and better prices for larger quantities. Avoid discount stores or outlets where seeds might have been stored improperly or past expiration dates. Contamination concerns require attention, especially for people with compromised immune systems or multiple health conditions. Seeds can harbor bacteria or fungi if stored in humid conditions. Some imported seeds may contain higher levels of heavy metals or pesticide residues. Purchasing from domestic suppliers or those with third-party testing can reduce these risks. Now let's discuss the monitoring and evaluation process that helps you determine whether these seed strategies are working for your individual situation. Blood sugar tracking provides the most objective measure of success with seed interventions. If you don't currently monitor your glucose levels regularly, consider investing in a basic glucometer and test strips. Check fasting glucose first thing in the morning and 2 hours after meals to establish baseline patterns before starting seed strategies. Tracking frequency should increase when beginning new interventions so you can identify both positive effects and potential problems quickly. Test daily for the first 2 weeks, then every other day for the next 2 weeks if readings are stable and improving. Once you establish patterns, twice-weekly monitoring usually provides adequate information for ongoing management. Pattern recognition becomes easier when you record readings in a simple log along with notes about which seeds you consumed and when. Look for trends rather than focusing on individual readings that might be affected by stress, illness, medication timing, or unusual meals. Most people see the clearest patterns emerging after 2 to 3 weeks of consistent seed use. Warning signs require immediate attention and possible medical consultation. If your blood sugar drops below 70 consistently, especially if you're taking diabetes medications, contact your healthcare provider immediately. Persistent readings above 300 despite consistent seed use and appropriate medication suggest you need medical evaluation for other underlying issues. Energy level changes often provide the first indication that seed strategies are working, sometimes before blood sugar improvements show up on glucometer readings. Many people notice more stable energy throughout the day, with fewer afternoon crashes or evening fatigue episodes. These subjective improvements matter as much as numerical changes for quality of life. Sleep quality. Improvements frequently accompany better blood sugar control and may actually help sustain the benefits of seed interventions. High or unstable blood sugar often disrupts sleep patterns, creating a cycle where poor sleep worsens glucose control. Breaking this cycle with seed strategies often leads to compounding benefits over time. Appetite and craving changes provide another indicator of success with seed approaches. The fiber and protein components of seeds often reduce cravings for high-carbohydrate foods that spike blood sugar. Many people report feeling satisfied longer after meals and having less interest in evening snacking when using seed strategies consistently. Weight changes may occur as blood sugar stabilizes, but dramatic weight loss isn't the primary goal or expected outcome of these approaches. Some people lose 5 to 15 pounds over several months as their appetite regulates, and they naturally eat less due to improved satiety. Others maintain stable weight while improving body composition and reducing inflammation. Medication interactions require ongoing attention as your blood sugar control improves with seed strategies. Some people need medication adjustments within weeks of starting effective seed protocols. Never adjust prescription medications on your own, but monitor your readings carefully and communicate changes to your healthcare provider promptly. Long-term sustainability depends on finding the right balance between effectiveness and convenience for your individual lifestyle. Some people thrive on using all 5 seed strategies daily, while others get excellent results from just 1 or 2 approaches used consistently. The key is finding an approach you can maintain long-term, rather than a perfect protocol you abandon after a few weeks. Let's explore the connections between these seed strategies and other health concerns common after 60. Because blood sugar management affects multiple body systems. Cardiovascular health improves significantly when blood sugar levels stabilize, and several of these seeds provide additional heart benefits beyond glucose control. The omega-3 fatty acids in flax seeds support healthy cholesterol levels and reduce inflammation in blood vessels. Sesame seeds contain compounds that help maintain healthy blood pressure. The magnesium in pumpkin seeds supports normal heart rhythm and muscle function. Brain health and cognitive function often improve with better blood sugar control, as the brain requires steady glucose levels for optimal performance. The lignans in flax seeds and sesame seeds may help protect against age-related cognitive decline. Stable blood sugar prevents the mental fog and memory issues that many people experience with glucose fluctuations. Bone health benefits from several minerals abundant in these seeds, particularly important for people over 60 who face increased osteoporosis risks. Sesame seeds provide calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus in ratios that support bone density. The omega-3 fatty acids in flax seeds help reduce inflammation that can contribute to bone loss. Joint health improvements often accompany better blood sugar control because high glucose levels promote inflammation throughout the body, including in joints and connective tissues. The anti-inflammatory compounds in these seeds may provide additional benefits for people dealing with arthritis or other joint problems common after 60. Digestive health changes as we age, and the fiber from seeds can help maintain regularity while supporting beneficial gut bacteria. However, the transition to higher fiber intake must be gradual to prevent digestive upset. Start with smaller amounts and increase slowly while drinking adequate water to support healthy digestion. Immune function benefits from stable blood sugar levels because glucose fluctuations can impair white blood cell function and increase susceptibility to infections. The antioxidants and minerals in seeds provide additional immune support, particularly important for people over 60 whose immune systems naturally become less robust with age. Skin health often reflects internal metabolic health, and many people notice improvements in skin texture, healing, and overall appearance as blood sugar control improves. The healthy fats in seeds support skin barrier function, while stable glucose levels reduce the inflammation that contributes to skin aging and wound healing problems. Now let's address the integration of these seed strategies with other health interventions you might already be using or considering. Supplement interactions generally favor seed approaches because whole foods are less likely to cause problems than isolated compounds. However, if you're taking fiber supplements, reduce those gradually as you increase seed consumption to avoid excessive fiber intake. Iron supplements should be spaced at least 2 hours away from high-fiber seeds to prevent absorption interference. Exercise programs work synergistically with seed strategies, often producing better blood sugar control than either intervention alone. The best timing involves consuming seeds before meals and exercising about 90 minutes after eating, when blood sugar typically peaks. This combination helps clear glucose from the bloodstream more efficiently while preventing excessive spikes. Medication timing becomes more important when adding therapeutic amounts of seeds to your routine. Space seeds at least 2 hours away from prescription drugs to prevent absorption interference. If you take diabetes medications, monitor blood sugar more frequently because seeds can enhance drug effectiveness, potentially requiring dosage adjustments. Other dietary changes work best when implemented gradually alongside seed strategies rather than simultaneously. Making too many changes at once makes it difficult to identify which interventions are providing benefits and can overwhelm your digestive system. Focus on consistency with seeds first, then consider other dietary modifications after establishing stable routines. Stress management techniques complement seed strategies because chronic stress hormones interfere with blood sugar control, regardless of dietary interventions. The magnesium in pumpkin seeds and sesame seeds provides mild stress-reducing effects, but don't rely on seeds alone for stress management. Combine seed protocols with regular relaxation practices, social connection, or enjoyable activities. Here's a troubleshooting guide for specific situations that commonly arise when implementing these 5 seed strategies. Problem: seeds trigger digestive upset despite gradual introduction. Solution: this often indicates underlying digestive issues that need attention. Consider digestive enzymes with meals, probiotics to support gut health, or consultation with a gastroenterologist. Some people need to address gut inflammation before increasing fiber intake significantly. Problem: blood sugar improvements plateau after initial success. Solution: this is normal as your body adapts to interventions. Consider rotating between different seed strategies every few weeks, adjusting timing of consumption, or adding light exercise after meals to enhance benefits. Sometimes medication adjustments are needed to continue progress. Problem: family resistance to dietary changes affecting shared meals. Solution: focus on individual interventions that don't require family participation. Consume seeds before family meals, rather than trying to incorporate them into dishes others eat. Lead by example with your improved health, rather than trying to convince others to change. Problem: travel disrupts established routines. Solution: pack individual portions of seeds in small containers. Research restaurant options in advance to identify meals that work well with your seed strategies. Consider travel-friendly options like tahini packets or individual nut and seed mixes that don't require preparation. Problem: medication side effects worsen when blood sugar improves. Solution: this sometimes happens as improved glucose control reveals side effects that were masked by poor metabolic health. Work with your healthcare provider to evaluate whether medication adjustments are appropriate as your overall health improves. Problem: weight gain despite improved blood sugar control. Solution: seeds are calorie-dense, and some people need to account for these calories by reducing other foods. Track total caloric intake for a few days to identify where adjustments might be needed. Focus on replacing less healthy snacks with seeds, rather than adding seeds to an unchanged diet. Problem: social situations become awkward due to dietary restrictions. Solution: keep seed strategies simple and discreet in social settings. Eat therapeutic amounts before social meals rather than during them. Focus on enjoying social connections rather than explaining your health choices to everyone. Present, let's discuss the seasonal and environmental factors that can affect the success of your seed. Strategies: weather changes impact blood sugar control and may require adjusting your seed protocols. Hot, humid weather can cause dehydration that concentrates blood glucose levels. Cold weather often reduces activity levels and increases appetite for comfort foods. Adapt by increasing hydration during summer and maintaining consistent seed timing during winter when routines might otherwise become irregular. Daylight changes affect circadian rhythms that influence insulin sensitivity and glucose metabolism. Many people notice blood sugar becomes harder to control during the shorter days of winter. Counter this by using full-spectrum light therapy in the morning and maintaining consistent meal and seed timing regardless of daylight changes. Air quality issues can increase inflammation that interferes with insulin sensitivity. During high pollution days or wildfire season, the anti-inflammatory compounds in seeds become even more important. Consider increasing your consumption of sesame seeds and flax seeds during periods of poor air quality. Altitude changes temporarily affect blood sugar control for some people, particularly during travel or seasonal moves. The dehydration and stress of altitude adjustment can spike glucose levels. Maintain consistent seed protocols and increase hydration when traveling to different elevations. Humidity levels affect how well seeds maintain their quality during storage. High humidity can cause seeds to develop mold or rancidity more quickly. In humid climates, store seeds in airtight containers with desiccant packets, or keep them refrigerated to maintain freshness and potency. Now, let's address the psychological and emotional aspects of managing blood sugar with natural strategies after 60. Confidence. Building happens gradually as you see measurable improvements in your health markers and how you feel daily. Many people report feeling more empowered and less helpless about their health when they have tools they can control completely. This psychological shift often motivates other positive health changes beyond blood sugar management. Anxiety reduction frequently accompanies better blood sugar control because glucose fluctuations can trigger or worsen anxiety symptoms. The B vitamins and magnesium in seeds provide additional nervous system support. Many people notice they feel calmer and more emotionally stable as their blood sugar levels stabilize. Identity changes may occur as you shift from feeling like a victim of aging and disease to someone actively managing their health. This transition from passive to active healthcare participation often improves overall life satisfaction and motivation to maintain healthy behaviors long-term. Social dynamics can improve when you feel better physically and have more energy for relationships and activities. Stable blood sugar often leads to more consistent mood and energy levels, making social interactions more enjoyable and less affected by physical discomfort or fatigue. Independence preservation becomes possible when you have effective tools for managing health conditions that might otherwise require increasing medical intervention. Many people find that successful blood sugar management allows them to maintain active lifestyles longer and worry less about becoming dependent on others for health. Management future planning becomes more optimistic when you see evidence that your actions can positively influence your health trajectory. Instead of assuming inevitable decline, people often start planning for more active and independent futures when they experience success with self-managed health interventions. Here's guidance for the long-term perspective. On seed strategies for blood sugar management after 60 years. 1 focuses on establishing consistent routines, finding the most effective seed combinations for your individual metabolism, and integrating these approaches into your overall healthcare plan. Most people need this full year to overcome initial obstacles, adjust to lifestyle changes, and see the full range of benefits these strategies can provide. Years 2 and 3 often bring refinements and optimizations as you become more experienced with how your body responds to different seeds. Timing and preparation methods. Many people discover they can reduce the number of different seeds they use while maintaining good results, or they find more convenient preparation methods that support long-term adherence. Years 4 and 5 may show continued improvements as the cumulative effects of better blood sugar control support overall health and potentially slow age-related changes in metabolism. People who stick with seed strategies this long often report they can't imagine managing their health without these tools. Decade-plus perspective reveals that people who maintain these approaches often age more successfully with fewer complications from diabetes, better cardiovascular health, and more stable energy levels compared to peers who rely solely on conventional management approaches. The investment in learning and maintaining these strategies often pays dividends for many years. Legacy considerations become important as successful users often want to share effective strategies with family members or friends facing similar health challenges. Teaching others these approaches can provide additional motivation to maintain consistency while potentially helping loved ones avoid more serious health problems. Adaptation. Requirements acknowledge that aging continues, and health needs may change over time. The beauty of seed strategies is their flexibility. Preparation methods can be adapted for people with arthritis or other physical limitations. Amounts can be adjusted for changing medication needs or health status. The fundamental approaches remain valuable even as other aspects of health management evolve. Cost-benefit analysis over time clearly favors seed strategies for most people. The modest ongoing expense of seeds is typically far less than the cost of diabetes complications, additional medications, or more frequent medical interventions. The time investment decreases as routines become automatic, while health benefits often continue increasing. Quality of life improvements tend to compound over time as stable blood sugar supports better sleep, more consistent energy, improved mood, and greater confidence in health management. Many people report that these strategies provide benefits far beyond blood sugar control, affecting their overall experience of aging in positive ways. Research evolution continues to support the use of seeds for blood sugar management, with new studies regularly confirming and expanding understanding of how these compounds work. Staying informed about new research can help you optimize your approaches and feel confident that you're using evidence-based strategies. Community building often develops naturally as people discover others using similar approaches. Whether through online forums, local support groups, or informal networks of friends and family, sharing experiences and tips with others using seed strategies can provide ongoing motivation and practical support. Medical integration becomes easier over time as more healthcare providers become familiar with evidence-based nutritional approaches and as you develop a track record of success that demonstrates the value of these strategies to initially skeptical practitioners. Seasonal rhythms become more natural as you develop intuitive understanding of how different times of year affect your blood sugar and which seed strategies work best during different seasons. Many long-term users develop sophisticated approaches that automatically adjust for weather, activity levels, and social situations. Finally, let's consider the broader implications of taking control of your blood sugar management through these 5 seed strategies. Personal empowerment grows as you demonstrate to yourself that you can positively influence your health outcomes through knowledgeable choices, and consistent action. This empowerment often extends beyond blood sugar management to other areas of health and life, creating a positive feedback loop of improved self-care. Healthcare relationships often improve when you come to appointments with detailed records, thoughtful questions, and evidence of your commitment to health management. Many healthcare providers appreciate working with engaged patients, who take active roles in their care while remaining open to professional guidance. Family dynamics can shift positively when family members see your improved health and energy levels. Instead of being the family member others worry about, you might become the one others look to for health advice and inspiration. This role reversal can be deeply satisfying and motivating. Economic benefits extend beyond reduced healthcare costs to include maintained independence, continued ability to work or volunteer if desired, and reduced burden on family members who might otherwise need to provide care assistance. The ripple effects of successful health management reach far beyond individual benefits. Knowledge accumulation makes you a more informed healthcare consumer and advocate for your own needs. Understanding how your body responds to different interventions builds confidence in making health decisions and communicating effectively with healthcare providers. The aging redefinition happens when you experience evidence that some aspects of aging can be influenced through lifestyle choices. Instead of accepting inevitable decline, you develop a more nuanced understanding of which changes are truly unavoidable and which can be modified through appropriate interventions. Community contribution becomes possible when your success with these strategies allows you to help others facing similar challenges. Whether through formal volunteer work, informal mentoring, or simply modeling healthy behaviors, your experience becomes valuable to others in your community. The journey of implementing these 5 seed strategies for blood sugar management after 60 represents more than just a health intervention. It's an investment in your future self, a demonstration of your commitment to active aging, and a practical approach to maintaining independence and vitality in your later years. Success with these approaches requires patience, consistency, and willingness to experiment with what works best for your individual situation. The seeds themselves are simple and inexpensive, but the knowledge of how to use them effectively, the discipline to maintain consistent routines, and the wisdom to integrate them into a broader healthy lifestyle represent valuable skills that serve you well. Beyond blood sugar management, the 5 seeds we've discussed: pumpkin seeds for mineral support, chia seeds for glucose buffering, flax seeds for insulin sensitivity, sesame seeds for pancreatic support, and fenugreek seeds for comprehensive blood sugar control, offer you a toolkit of natural strategies that work with your body's existing systems rather than forcing artificial changes. As you begin implementing these strategies, remember that small, consistent changes often produce more sustainable results than dramatic overhauls that are difficult to maintain. Start with the approach that seems most doable for your current lifestyle. Use it consistently for at least 2 weeks. Then consider adding additional strategies based on your results and comfort level. Your blood sugar management journey is unique to you, but you're not alone in facing these challenges. Millions of people over 60 are working to maintain healthy glucose levels while preserving their independence and quality of life. The seed strategies we've discussed provide practical tools that put you in control of important aspects of your health while complementing appropriate medical care. The investment of time and attention you put into mastering these approaches will likely pay dividends for years to come. Better blood sugar control supports not just metabolic health, but cardiovascular function, brain health, immune system strength, and overall energy levels that affect every aspect of your daily life. Which of these 5 seed strategies resonates most with your current situation? And what's the first step you'll take to begin implementing it in your daily routine?